Welcome to another exciting episode of Masked or Not, with our wonderful heroes, Puddle, the water being,
Uh, are we sure we want to go to this wedding? There'll be a lot of people.
Transient, the meta manipulator,
Oh, I'm absolutely turning all the water into jello today.
Spencer,
And then
the oh, sorry.
and then all the wine too.
Spencer, the super cat,
There's going to be food there, and it's going to be liquid jello, and it's going to be all that. Oh my god!
and Jace, the Technomancer.
I am going to try not to ruin this for my sister, but boy howdy do I want to make my parents' lives as miserable as possible.
As your morning starts, you are all currently getting yourselves dressed. Your families have come by with a particular unique invitation for each one of you, involving a formal invitation to the Diamond Dust Casino for said wedding of Kenneth and Cassandra. As the mornings start progressing, your families turn on your radios, your television sets, and the morning news plays. Welcome everyone to to a wonderful day, and joining us is your wonderful host, Claire Fulahan.
Good morning, everyone. Today is another day of a beautiful sunrise with a wonderful weather ahead of us. All clear. Today is also the day of Kenneth Watts and Kenneth Amp and Cassandra Watts' wedding. Catering for those formally invited are currently being offered at the Diamond Dust Casino. All those who are also attending but not formally invited will have to rely on stalls, vendors, and the restaurants nearby. In other news, Hasbro, Milton, and other toy companies are currently gathering at the Reno convention for the toy showing convention. Some of them are eagerly waiting to showcase their latest lines of Transformers, as well as the new line of toys hot from Japan, trying to cash in on the latest fad of electronic belts, unique design, full of jingles, and hoping to bring some attention over to the overseas. To further brighten today's news, water supply, though strained, is due to be receiving relief as the Swelter family are busy fixing and returning the missing water towers. Though the original towers have not been found, the family-led company are doing what they can to alleviate drought pains. Water is being brought over from the North Andes, as provided by Arizona Delivery Company, Arrowhead, in hopes to help alleviate the current drought of the town, as well as to promote their current water filtering system. And later today, city officials, along with state officials, will be convening at the state capitol to discuss future changes on school, city, and public funding as we approach the end of the year. That will be all for today. I do hope you have a wonderful day, and remember, keep shining, Pyro Girl. As your guys' morning resumes, you attempt to go meet each other up, only to find out that Dahlia is currently grounded at her house. Her parents, who have come back within the week, have found her partying with her new friends, Dennis. Was it Dennis Wedge and Marco Biggs? Yeah, Dennis Wedge and Marco Biggs, along with Tyrone Wells. All of them seem to have gone quite buddy-buddy, but which has slowly led to her staying out later each of the passing week. Some of you can see that she seems to be listening to new music than what she's used to. But with your guys' current attention, you guys are able to either go to the shed or to the outpost to finalize your guys' current plans on how to deal with the weddings.
How do you guys want to proceed?
Breakfast.
Jace.
After
do I have
running- Go ahead.
Jace, why do I have a feeling that the belts that they're going to be premiering is going to be your belt?
Okay, so I'm not the only
Unless
one who
you-
thought that Reno would be more important.
Unless one of you took my belt and leaked it, it hasn't been used in public, so I don't think it's my belt.
And Himmel's belt?
Himmel's belt's another matter, but it's not based on my stuff.
My belt is fine. Himmel's belt, on the other hand,
So what are the chances that Himmel sold his belt to a toy company?
Hi.
That he sold it to a toy company, very low. That he's mass producing them through a toy company, much higher.
And they just so happen to be premiering on the same day as the wedding.
no, they said later in the week.
They said
I
the
have a
convention.
priority today.
They
say
said the
our-
convention was later on in the week. That means absolutely nothing to the big toy companies.
Yeah.
Fair point. I mean, they are eager to showcase it.
Sponsored by Hasbro. Anyways,
Fuck Hasbro.
in this
As-
house, we don't respect Hasbro.
As previously stated, Jace has his priority today.
Jace has his priority today.
I can only control these my players for so much. What how their views of the world are is, unfortunately, what my responsibility. And I have to uphold it. So sorry, Hasbro, but you're fucking up. You're fucking
That
up
is
bad.
like the spokespeople. Sorry, that's some shit where it's like, yes, the beliefs and practices of our individual members does not represent the company as a whole. If you would like to sponsor us, please do not.
Please do not be
I do
Hasbro.
have a response to that.
By all means.
Every role player and D&D'er out there says fuck Hasbro.
Yeah.
Yep. That's just facts. I can't deny that.
I would like to say that Spencer is mildly interested in the state capital thing, which is probably very important. But he is also extremely interested in the new toys that are coming out. And he probably has an action figure of one of the new toy lines. Maybe not the newest one, but the older iteration of it.
You got like the one movie toy, the hot rod from from the movie. If you remember what was it, the 1990s? What was it 1990s? Let me double check.
DM is checking actual history.
Yeah, for the first time this session.
1986. It was 1986 that was released in August. And yeah, it was Hot Rod. That is the toy you were playing around with. As soon as you looked up and saw the new Transformers, it's just like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
No, not really. It's more of like, wow, you'll have new friends to play with. Oh man.
So we are saying that we should go to that toy convention, right?
I mean, I would, but today is Jace's big day.
Yeah, you can look at it that way.
Jace's
Jace's-
family's big day.
It's Jace's debut.
I've got and he pauses, stares at his wrist. There's no watch on his wrist. 10 years worth of trauma to make up for in the span of an afternoon.
Now hold on, Jace. Let me check that. Looks at his wrist as well. There's no numbers here.
Spence, he doesn't need a watch.
Yeah. He kind of gets it from the internet.
There are watches on the internet that he can access at any time.
Yes.
Wow. We live in an interesting year.
The atomic clock is a thing.
It is. I will say the current time frame, even though he is not looking at at a real watch, Jace, your technopathy allows you to check every clock within your vicinity, and you can tell it's currently 8:53.
AM?
Yes, and well, obvious. No, that cleverly hidden took over going to bed's part as a way of an April Fool's gag
Oh,
in
God,
September.
So, what day of the week is it?
Really?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. No. Call of Duty pulled an April Fool's joke in September.
That's true.
It came out.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's a serious
Point.
burn.
Point.
What
is
day of the
currently-
week?
It is currently Thursday.
Thursday. Is school rebuilt yet?
No, it is not.
We've got another week at least.
Wow. The construction companies in this town work fast.
Oh,
Outta
they're not
character.
government owned.
Out of character. That's a great birthday present for Wilda. /S.
Construction company?
I'm sorry. What?
A construction company is a perfect gift for Wilda. Don't question it.
No, having the school rebuilt.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that is a perfect gift, isn't it?
Ah, yes, the source of my trauma, rebuilt in fashion on the day of my birth. Also, a source of trauma.
I'm skipping school.
I love how the one person who isn't skipping school is also Spencer.
Now, hang on. I feel
Andrew.
like on this particular occasion, as preparation for this day, Jace would have made sure that all of you had your sent home packets done in advance, even if that meant him doing them, because he needs the team on this one.
No, now listen. Spencer would have tried his very best on his take-home packet.
No. His take-home packet, her take-home packet's fine. It's just that having the school rebuilt and reopening near her birthday is just great.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
well, I mean, yeah.
absolutely wonderful.
That being said, in character as Spencer. So, what do you guys want to do first?
Order of events is pretty straightforward, I would think. Wedding, and then later today, there's the
Reception? So we go to the wedding, and then we go to the wedding reception, and that's where we ruin your parents' lives, correct?
yes, that is the plan. And then after that, there was something going on at City Hall or something that you seemed interested in, and he looks at Spencer.
Yeah, but City Hall isn't in the capital. It's in Carson City. You know? The state capital of Nevada.
Yes, interesting. You know we have a car, right?
We
A
have
car.
me, right?
A car. We have a Spencer.
I
Now
feel
listen.
like if we approach the capital at Spencer speeds, that might trigger a military response.
Yeah.
Double checking. Has anyone checked the invitations handed to you guys?
I am
No.
reading the invitation.
Spencer's attempting to read the invitation.
Now listen, I have a -1 to intelligence.
Again, attempting to read.
-1 is teenager level.
Thankfully, even with a base 9, he can still read it.
I did my homework.
Speaking of, did I make sure to bring him in yet?
Did you?
Not yet. Let me port you. Let me port you.
Another question. How do you manage to keep somebody who can literally teleport through shadows grounded?
You get a lot of sand and
No, because
I'm
she can
gonna
also
look-
dig through walls.
I'm going to let her decide how she does that.
I'm sorry, but the idea in my head, which was infinitely more funny, is okay, they're not seeing me, I'm breaking out, and. Hi, Spencer. Your mom and dad paid me like $5 for the next month to make sure you're grounded, but you shouldn't be climbing out of the window like that. You could get hurt.
Flashback to when
Right.
Wilda did it and landed in the pool.
Flashback to when Spencer watched in horror as she became the pool. That might have sparked that.
And then Transient had to cleanse the pool.
Now that I've turned off the 10,000% focus brain, it's gone right back to stupid shit. Because I just imagine the party having to make a quick escape out a window. Everyone's making their dramatic exits, and then Jace is out last, and he just fucking falls.
Legs flailing in the air.
God, there's an anime GIF clip I want to put up, but I don't think it's appropriate for this time of year of 2002.
You know what? Fair enough. Don't do that.
I just
Okay.
imagine
Go ahead.
Dahlia leaping out, disappearing in the shadows, Transient jumping out and sliding down the side using his special powers. Wilda pouring herself out and moving down the side of the building. Spencer leaps out, wings spread, takes flight. Jace falls out of a window.
Now hold
And
on,
then
Jace.
Gently floats to the ground.
Right.
I mean, I could carry you out.
So, Spencer, as you attempt to read it, well, you don't understand the exact where the location is as it gives you that series of street names inside
Yeah,
the.
I haven't read a map yet. That's at least base 0 intelligence.
You are able to tell that the time frame says wedding starts at 5 p.m. Requests to be there by 4 p.m.
That's late for a wedding.
It's also on a Tuesday.
Thursday.
Sorry, it's also on a Thursday.
Now listen, that is genuinely a good point. However, have you considered they're rich?
Yeah.
Your argument is invalid. I have money.
What's it say, Spencer?
Words. And the words spell out that we're supposed to be there at the wedding at 4 p.m. If we want to get there before the wedding starts, which is 5 p.m. Probably when Cassandra's going to be there. Does the groom arrive first or the bride?
Probably the bride.
I would assume it depends on the circumstances of which family is financing the wedding. Regardless, they're probably not going to be anywhere near the same space until the actual wedding happens.
Okay. We have, counts on his hands, like 7 hours.
7 hours of freedom.
I mean, we could go to the reception hall and make the wine into jello. Like Edward
Pre-planned.
wants.
Well, I think we should spend that time finalizing our preparations and figuring out how we're going to sneak in anything that we're going to sneak in.
Okay.
God. Spencer's like, we did find out that who the murderer was like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes, we could do that, Spencer. However, I've got a super suit for you that we can make look like a tux.
I gotta tell you that this is a -1 intelligence. He is still a teenager, and he has already forgotten about the murderer.
It was mentioned.
What?
As Spencer makes that noise, my cat just put into the mic.
I didn't hear that actually.
Oh, okay.
Was it?
So, remember previously, and this is Jay speaking here, not me speaking. Jason is basically like, so you remember previously when I was working on all the little bits of tech for everybody, and I was trying to come up with stuff to help Spencer and Transient and Dahlia, et cetera, and one of the first things I came up with was the equipment that could go water with Wilda and still be active.
Yeah, I still have it as I show the.
Well, based on that principle, I came up with a really cool, but how do I put this? You guys ever find yourself in a situation where you can't get into your hero costume in a hurry and you have to find a way to slip on your mask without being noticed?
No.
No.
I usually just rip off my clothes.
Yes.
Or usually they're off me by the time we finish.
33% hit rate. All right, that's a good start. Anyway. Point being, I used the technology I'd already figured out for the Wilda thing to come up with a series of. It basically is something that allows you to turn your normal clothes into your hero clothes with press of a button, and that's how I figured out how to do the tux thing for Spencer.
Wow. You mean I can wear flip-flops and nice shoes at the same time at the push of a button?
Yes, technically.
Wow. I could be at the beach and at a party if I want to. At the same time.
That is correct for you and you specifically.
But do you wear flip-flops at a beach party or nice shoes?
At a beach party, probably flip-flops. Now,
Yeah,
they could
but-
be nice flip-flops, but probably flip-flops.
Or
Yeah, but-
water shoes.
Yeah, but what if there's a wedding on the beach? Like, wouldn't you wear nice shoes? Or he continues to think about this on his own.
Spencer, have you even seen the ocean?
No, but I want to.
Okay.
Think of it as the pole, but about 1,000 times bigger.
Oh, that sounds nice. I bet there's fish in it.
There is, but it's also water.
There's always water where fish are. Why do you curse me so? Shakes fist at God.
Jace pinches the bridge of his nose and is like, whenever you guys are ready, I'm going to be prepping the suits down at the lab. And he's just
I am
going to go.
ready.
He's going to go ahead and climb on to Rockin' Prime so he can be floated down the shaft that goes into the tunnel from the shed to lead to the hideout.
How does the? I just gotta ask. How does the is it like a ladder down the shed or is it like a drop tube?
I think it's a ladder down, and that's why Jace has to float, because his legs are worthless.
That's
I
a general
think
decline.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious for me because eventually there might be a drop tube and Spencer's like, I love taking the drop tube. I love taking.
Our base is too far above ground for a drop tube to work.
This is true.
Now, if you wanted me to set up fireman poles so you could slide down those to get into the tunnel, I absolutely could.
Yes, the Adam West approach.
The Adam West approach is something Spencer is very all for. However, he will follow you down.
So, down at the lab, Jace is going to bring out the array of costume change suits, basically.
Suits. And there are 4 of them.
Technically 5, but Dolly is not here right now.
Right.
So should I get Des to come? Because didn't they need to talk?
But yeah. I'm sure he's free to come. It's not like there's like a sign against death on the front or something.
Out of character, remind me about the talk again.
The other 2 NPCs wanted to talk about Des's role. And about him possibly coming back, especially now that he can walk.
Right, Stringent and Ding.
Yes.
The wedding. In that case, yeah, I would probably send a message to Des to tell him to. I think we said it was through a pizza place in the entertainment sector. That's the other entrance.
It's Chuck E. Cheese.
Now listen, Chuck E. Cheese is trademarked. We came up with a different name and it's much better.
Actually, I've been using the real trademark. Chuck E. Cheese is the shorthand.
Okay, cool. I guess Chester M. Cheese is not cool enough for you.
Fine. Chester M. Cheese, Charles E. Entertainment.
The defunct Chem store.
Rats with Pizza Shop.
But
Look,
that's
it's
what
the only way that Jace has been able to get all the materials he needs.
Rodent-based Italian cuisine in the defunct.
Building.
Mm-hmm.
That's-
rodents with Italian slice.
That doesn't even have a for lease sign on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just has abandoned slapped in the front, but nobody cares.
No, it's probably got a private property no trespassing sign, and the sign out front has started coming apart slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Yeah, but it's-
episode of this campaign, it starts falling off even more.
I would like to imagine that Stringent is trying to keep the appearance of the place still being defunct and abandoned, pretending to be like an on-site janitor or a city porter, and then you guys just keep coming up and ruining the sign.
No, listen.
Ruining the sign would probably help with the abandoned and defunct thing.
Yeah, we should also graffiti it.
No,
There's
listen,
no
guys.
trespassing sign. There's graffiti on the metal shutters covering the windows.
Guys, that's against the law.
Spencer, we own it. It's not a violation.
Oh, did you actually transfer the deed to us?
Oh, absolutely.
I was like,
We're not going to be
2 chapters ago.
occupying. I'm not going to run the risk of some fucker being like, all right, well, I got this fucking shop deed from my pops.
What happened to my shop?
Yeah. It is officially property that the team owns. You don't need to worry about it.
Do we have a team name?
No.
Let's see. What would be the most ridiculous cover I could come up with?
Came up with one Spencer would say.
Okay, it's probably not going to get used, but please tell me.
It's not going to get used because it's really stupid, but I love it. The Explosionators.
Yeah, that's not going to be it. I imagine
listen.
that the store is registered as property of,
The Explosionators.
no.
Come on.
I imagine it is registered property of, I forget what I'm not sure what descriptor to put in front of this, but, I like the idea of it being referred to as the property of something Time Management LLC.
I mean, you could just use your false last name, the Jewel Time Management LLC.
Jules Time Management LLC.
Jules Time L. There you go. Just repeat that so I can write it down.
Jules, Joules, Time Management LLC.
I figured since it was Watts, you'd go with that kind of jewel.
Yes.
You could do Jewel, you could do Coulomb, you could. Anyways.
No, because he's JJ then.
He could be JC.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Technically, I'm supposed to be JW.
that's
That's
fair. Well, once we get our super suits.
The supersuits in design are mostly for cosmetic purposes, right?
Yes, they are basically just if you need to press a button and it goes from civilian clothes or fancy clothes to being super suit. They don't have any particular functions beyond that.
All right. Would you mind? Actually, I'm gonna type that down in box text.
Anyways, I'm here to kill the super suit meme. Spencer does have a special one that we worked on previously, but this is not that one, Greg. This is a generic one.
Yeah, it's fair.
Spencer's Fallout power armor is going to take a little more time.
I thought about something. Wilda's super suit is technically her going naked and adding a mask.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
yeah,
now
when you put it like that.
when you stop being the superhero, you can now press a button on the mask and have clothes instead of being naked wearing a mask.
I mean, I've never been naked, but
I really hope this suit is durable.
I think that's why his is special.
Yeah.
I really hope this suit is durable.
Just imagined all these suits being rated and all their equipment being rated on a scale of 1 to 10 Spencers.
That's pretty good.
And as you can see over here, these walls in the training room are rated for 8 out of 10 Spencers.
Only 8?
Oof.
Unfortunately, going for 10 out of 10 Spencers would have cost so much that it would have drawn a bit of attention. The requisite materials are entirely military contracted.
Well, I will go into my room that's here and put my super suit on underneath my dress.
Spencer is at the same time going to take off all of his clothes and put the super suit on.
Probably in front of everyone.
Yes, but keep in mind, he doesn't have genitals, so it doesn't really. It's still shocking, but still.
All right. So let me know if I need to make any corrections on that, Jace.
Let me check.
Where is my
Check box
super
set.
suit?
I absolutely made that joke earlier today.
Yes, you did.
Well,
she did.
Actually, yeah.
And yes, that +5 is applicable during during your suit's use, no matter what clothing it is.
Okay.
Just don't try to use it for lying unless you're in the right suit.
For instance, if you were going to pull a hitman and pretend to be a security guard to sneak in somewhere.
A clown suit will probably not work in that setting, but you could still try.
Oh,
Now listen,
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
something while
Go for
while I'm getting dressed, and it's just gonna be messaged to Jace via cell phone.
Side note, I imagine that while all this is happening, we have sent the message to Deaths for him to show up so that he can reunite with the boys.
the boys and Wilda.
it. After about
When I
20
say the
minutes.
boys, I do not refer to us and Wilda. I refer to Stringent and Daniel.
Hmm.
Yeah, you have to remember, we're the gang.
Yeah.
But aren't gangs bad?
Are we good?
I think I'm pretty
It's
good.
debatable.
As I looked at our history,
Now, Spencer, it depends on the context. Are we a street gang? Absolutely not. In that sense, we are good. Are we a roller derby gang? No, but closer.
okay, I've sent Jace a message via text message.
I'll take gang selections for 200, Alex.
This group, known for exploding literally every building in Pyrogo,
We haven't exploded every building in Pyrogol yet.
you almost have.
No.
No, I haven't.
I have been messaged something, and I would like to take what parts I have laying around and see if I can whip together a stabilizer for Wilda while we're waiting on Dust to show up.
In fact, Spencer,
there's-
you've exploded more buildings than I have.
I'd be insulted with you not giving me a technology check, but no, it will take an hour to fully have it set.
That's fine.
Question: does this super suit give me a +5 to charisma like the other suit did? Or sorry, presence.
I think the one that plus 5 to presence is the specialty one.
Hmm.
This is the stock model of that.
It's still a
Yeah.
suit.
Tell you what. Because it does make sense. Let me-
Huh.
What happened, Wilda?
Interesting.
I'm praying.
I was just looking to see, when leggings came out. Because I didn't remember them being popular until, the 2010s. Nope, 1958.
First time they were used, yep. And they were actually relatively popular in the mid
60s.
60s, and they
60s.
came back in the 20s as in 2000s,
Yeah.
in the early 2000s.
Yeah, in the
Sorry, that's
2000s, after fading from relevance for a few years, at the turn of the 21st century, leggings were back with a vengeance.
Oh, good lord, you don't want to know what I've seen.
You don't want to know what I've seen.
Why are you guys saying that?
We've seen some
Jason.
shit.
Elsewhere,
Like patterns on leggings?
No, I've seen literal jeggings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, his workplace sells them.
Yeah.
Terrifying. So, as he's doing his crafting, I do still need him to give me that roll.
all right.
What are you guys doing as you guys are at the current base?
I didn't hear what you said about my suit.
I think I can whip something up. Give me a little bit of time. Proceeds to craft a magnum opus.
Again, that's a
so
nat 20.
I made the correction that the suits here give +5 to deception and presence because it makes sense. I mean, they changed based on the setting, based on the will of thoughts, and are connected to your imagination. So,
Do with that nat 20 for will to stabilizer what you will, DM.
Oh, okay.
all right,
Just
message
casual
me.
mental point.
Both of you, message me what exactly you're planning with this stabilizer.
It's
You're
a
gonna
power
get way more
stabilizer.
from Kage because all Jace is going in with is the idea that he was given. Let me just send it to you in DMs.
Please.
Yeah. Well, Transient doesn't technically need the suit, he will be wearing it.
Spares you on your transformation powers.
Spencer is rapidly changing outfits.
Oh, I'll still be wearing my coat. I'll absolutely be wearing my coat.
Oh, definitely.
Spencer is first an ice cream man, and then he's a pizza guy, and then he's a guy in a suit. It keeps going.
Hey, Chase, how stable are the power sources on these?
They are rated for 6 out of 10 Spencers.
And how many Spencers playing with it out of Spencers?
3 Spencers.
Spence, stop playing with it.
Okay.
You're gonna burn it out.
Okay. It's back. It's back to this. I would say it's back to somewhat normal clothing for him.
Spencer, as you put on this sleek suit and started speed running from all the classy variations of a tuxedo to your casual wear for the next 10 summers, your winter wear that for snowy situations for just in case emergency.
There's absolutely at least one of them that is a suit of nothing but actual pizza.
There's also a suit of you just being in a hula outfit, coconuts included.
Yes, this is absolutely a segment.
Before returning back to pick a color, any color.
Pick a color, any color. Let's see here. Purple.
Oh gosh, he's a pimp.
Yes. A purple pinstripe suit.
Like neon purple?
No, like, I would say fuchsia, like deep purple.
Like fuchsia with indigo highlights.
God, that's a terrible sight.
You're welcome. You
Make
asked
note.
and you did receive.
notes.
I'm about to post in heroic examples, and I want you guys to tell me what you think, because I think this may be what Jace goes for this wedding event.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Should we add a pimp cane to that?
Does it come with the pin?
Man, I wonder how useful a pimp cane would be to the cripple.
You could poke things with it and move people out of the way.
I'm imagining not just the pimp cane, but he's wearing sunglasses to hide his eyes, and you give him the cane, and he's like, "Am I supposed to pretend I'm blind too?"
No, but you have
Next time
seen
they
Hugh.
give him the death.
You did see Hugh Hefner in his last days, right? In his wheelchair with his full-on gold-hilted cane.
That
God,
man
no.
knew how to live. Knew how to take advantage of people, but he knew how to live.
I'm just imagining this whole time talking about
Ah.
suits. I've just been imagining the sharp-dressed man song playing on loop in my head.
Sounds crazy for. If I finish that lyric, I'll get sued.
Yes, you will.
You'll get us demonetized
Demonetized.
on copyright
You
strike.
assume we're
Anything's monetized?
Exactly.
All right,
Also,
all right.
it's
We'll get
after-
copyright struck.
I mean, also, it's after 5 minutes, so their thing won't be as bad.
Heck.
Anyways,
Uh,
those are the colors I chose.
Perfect. Lovely. And Jace is rocking a beautiful deep blue tux
Hang
with the
on.
multi-shirts.
Transient's wearing his red jacket. Spencer's rocking purple. I'm rocking blue. Are we going for fucking Power Rangers colors?
Hang on, I want to hear the specifics to Jace, to the underneath of Transient's suit, and then find out what puddle settles on.
I was gonna wear the same dress as I did last time. But
It's
have
green,
the colors at the bottom changed from green to silver, along with the coat.
You heard her. She's a Silver Ranger.
I am.
I would like to point out I would be matching colors with her, except for my coat is going to be emerald green.
So we've got the Green Ranger, Silver Ranger, the Purple Ranger, Silver Ranger.
Purple and blue striped ranger.
I swear there was a Japanese Sentai film with this very starting scenario.
That is some shit they do for Nick Saban, though, where the Power Rangers have to attend an event outside of costume and they dress in suits and dresses matching their uniform colors.
It
Huh?
would.
Well, you have
It's
to remember the original Power Rangers. Every one of their them wore their colors as their shirt.
Mm-hmm.
except for Kimberly, who wore hers as her shorts.
No, 9 times out of 10, if you saw her in the gym scenes, she was wearing a pink tank top.
Fair. I always forget the
Ah.
gym scenes.
Well, we have changed into our power array. I mean, super suits.
By the time I finish this stabilizer and we've gotten our Power Ranger squad outfits, has Jess arrived to meet the boys?
Des has arrived and has already been in a decent talking with the boys. First, they're just going over like past, short events about what what both sides experience, what you guys have been through, what their expectations are.
I also imagine he's been getting a tour of the base.
Just a dash bit. He gives Daniel a bit of a jab in the rib. See, you're growing out your beard now, looking pretty fuzzy. Daniel had like the Barris peach fuzz going on. Done right, just like any proper man should.
Mm.
Junjian, who keeps his fully bearded face covered by his scarf wrap. It was like a wrapping.
Just ninja rap.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks off to the side, trying not to like be seen rolling his eyes. As they are conversing, you do hear about a particular weird topic: military movements going across the desert to the offsides of Reno and the offsides of Carson City, along with 3 other cities that I have to drum up.
By the way, I decided to change my codon to make it a little more fancy. That, an emerald green with silver trim.
Oh, very nice.
Do you need more cities for Nevada, Ace?
I mean, yes, because most of mine is either Laughlin, Cal Navarra, or Pahrump.
There's Dayton, Nevada.
Is that a military base one?
I can give you a
Yeah.
military base.
I need at least 1 or 2 military base cities, and then one general public city that isn't just like Reno or Carson City.
That would be Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada. Keep in mind, I am probably drumming up quite the Google search history.
Right. Thank you for taking the hit from me.
There is Creech Air Force Base.
One more time, can you spell that out?
CREECH Air Force Base.
All I'm gonna say is be careful, Spence, because you will be on a government watch list for this.
I'm already on a government watch list. I work for the government.
Yeah.
I feel so terribly because I tried to look up that fucking song about Sharp Dressed Man to post in general chat, and the top search results on YouTube was Sharp Dressed Man Nickelback.
Oh, wow.
There
They
is
did a
good.
They did a 2007 cover, and apparently that is above ZZ Top.
Wow. Just when I thought I don't have a legitimate, proper reason to hate Nickelback even more, other than the front runner is an asshole.
There's
Now
always a
you-
reason to hate Nickelback.
They keep adding flame to they keep adding coal to the fire.
Yeah.
Just when I thought they pulled me out, they pulled me back in.
There are at least 10 or 11 era military bases in, let's see here. This is Paradise, Nevada, which is coincidentally right next to an Indian reservation and the West Grand Canyon.
Say less. Paradise it is.
Wow, there's like, okay, there's more than 11. It's like 13. And it's National Guard. I'm going to stop repeating these things on recorded.
Might
Okay.
help. Yeah, we're good. Like I said, we're good. Say less. Say less.
It doesn't honestly matter because, well, all this stuff is Googleable.
Yeah.
It's all Googleable, but those are the things we know about. Anyways,
You hear them go down those particular lists, starting with Reno, Carson City, Creech Air Force, Paradise, and we're gonna go Henderson. Just outside of Las Vegas. Megan mentioned that there's military movements going on there, saying they're prepping for some bigwigs to come in from around each of the military bases. They're also considering trying to build a new base, especially since one of the more quieter ones have recently, as he mocks eruption.
yeah, I remember busting through those doors. Man, I really am making myself a target.
I mean, don't see why they wouldn't consider why they would consider putting another base on a base town like Creech or Paradise, but they're also considering Reno and Henderson.
Yeah, but you do realize that Colorado Springs has 4 bases around it, right?
Yes.
Out of character. That's wild knowledge. I did not realize that.
Carson, Peterson, uh, then you have the Air Force Academy, which is on a base, and then you have our top secret mountain base up there that everybody absolutely knows about.
Yeah, because that's where you put the president if everything's going to shit.
There are better places, trust me.
Okay.
That's the official marker. That's their way of saying, hey, this is where we're gonna do it. No, we're not.
Yeah. Anyways, now that we're on a government watch list, let's continue.
Wouldn't be the first time.
It won't be
be
the
the second.
last.
Or
Wouldn't it be
the
second
worst
or
they can
third?
do is accuse me of things I haven't done yet.
Moving
Anyways,
along.
Don't talk about the proof. It's the military we're talking about.
I'm just gonna.
There was a suit there. Spencer, what did you do with your suit?
It's gone. I'm putting in heroic examples. Putting in the correct channel.
Ooh,
Oh.
I likes all of them.
There are a lot
Eh.
of good.
Sorry, the discussion does deviate from the development of new bases to new war tactics, development of new weapons, like a new jet being made, different types of missiles being crafted. But there's also talks of like new motions in the super soldier theorem that they've been making or progressing. Especially with the previous fiasco that occurred a few months ago during the summertime. This would bring up memories of Dog Goner and the I said it was a cicada creature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cicada / mantis.
Yeah, we didn't get to do much with him.
No,
Let's
don't worry.
Spencer.
Yeah, I took care of that pretty fast. And then Dahlia shot him.
Yeah.
That was the dawn of the aneurysm saga.
That was early in the aneurysm saga, which is still continuing. But continuing.
Then then Des brings up, well, I mean, what all are they trying to improve? That's when Stringent pulls out a short disc. Hear this during one of my excursions out, checking out one of the other bases. Managed to get out unseen, but didn't like what I see. They aren't being secretive when they play it on a separate monitor a bit a ways. If you guys want to take a quick look at.
Yes.
Yep.
Jace is not going to take a look. He is prepping for the wedding stuff. He's had enough military bullshit to last a lifetime.
Don't worry, you'll have more.
He'll deal with that trauma later. Today is about fighting his family.
Hold on. Trauma later, better trauma now.
I'm going to throw hands with Himmel later. Right now, I got to throw hands with my pops.
Who may or may not be him.
It's not Himmel. Trust me, there is a world of difference visually between the two.
Well, you're going after your biological family. Himmel is probably technically the closest father figure you've ever had.
And he hates
Bold
them.
words. Bold words.
That's father figure with the word abuse added in there.
Yeah, no, father figure doesn't mean that they're perfect or even good. It just means
figure.
that they're the one who raised you.
father with an asterisk, figure with a 2 asterisks.
Yes.
So as you're watching the videos, you're seeing a couple of test videos being shown. First one is of a young adult male soldier, definitely well cut, being placed on a table, introduced to the serum, and shits and giggles, or like a random animal be tossed out at me from the group. Hit me.
Rhino.
Random-
Ah, yes. As he's laid over a rhino before the serum is introduced. Don't ask me where they procured a rhino. We have zoos around here.
I think as you would have noticed a missing rhino.
Don't worry
They
about it.
probably bought it from a poacher, let's be honest, as a baby.
Legal measures.
That's
Yeah,
not legal,
sure,
though.
legal.
Yeah,
Hold on.
that's a very big legal in quotes there.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Not cop of courts. It's not questioned. That's legal.
Listen,
Do not listen
it's
to me,
legal.
by the way, people of tomorrow. Do not anything I say that's not pertaining to the story should be held with a grain of salt and maybe even less.
remember, we
Yeah.
don't hold these opinions.
The U.S. government has concluded its investigation into itself and found that the U.S. government did nothing wrong.
Yes.
Continuing.
Uh-huh.
As you're watching the video, you're seeing the human and the rhino almost melt into each other, melding into this unique tri-horn on the head and horns on either shoulder abomination. Stands on 2 legs, although he does seem to switch between running on 4 and then standing to strike with the large limbs on his arms. But the video continues on. They wrangle him into a bit of like a bit of a holding I don't want to say bonnet, but like a
So,
they collared him at the not cell. It's a rig. They collar him and connect him to a rig while he's still lashing out. Wires can be seen along with a drilling sound from just barely off of the camera scene. But the rhino being does scream out as everything starts coming together. Metal sheets are warped around him and then refastened the armor. Certain technologies are attached to the main body, the main bodice, in a sort of Darth Vader-esque fashion, while a simple head cover is placed around the face as best as possible around the 3 newly made horns. The screaming
they-
stops.
Did
Damn,
they
they're
just
really- Go
did they
ahead.
did they just create Rocksteady, but
I was about
cyborg
to say,
mode?
They just gave Rocksteady the Super Shredder treatment.
Before it seems to switch over to the next video, the figure looks up, the goggled covered eyes gazing straight to the camera. What are my orders? The next one pans over to what seems to be a young lady struggling as they attempt to combine her with another random creature from the group. Let's go. Ace,
okay,
this time.
okay. I'll let Puddle go.
You know, if you want to follow this, you'd be combining her with a spider.
I was gonna
I heard
suggest.
spider.
Spider.
I was gonna suggest a cheetah for the continued cartoon references.
Oh, what? You never saw Arachne?
Go
Nope.
ahead.
God, that was such a great scene. Terrifying. Great scene.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Transformers.
Beast Wars.
Uh-huh.
I've never seen Beast Wars. Period.
Guys.
Hey.
Is he alive?
I think he got talked to by maybe Johnny.
If we never hear from Ace again, I'm going to assume that was the kill shot.
Jace, I think Himmel's up to his old mind control tricks again. Except for these ones are being successful.
All right, I guess if we run into them, we'll use cognitive rescrambling again. He says in air quotes as he's continuing to survey a map of the venue for the wedding.
And it looks like they are putting them in cyborg suits.
Hmm. So they're putting them inside future sand suits.
Effectively.
Man, that's really nice of the military to give them in advance for you.
I might have to turn it titanium. I might actually have to make it into a titanium spider silk gump suit to hold these guys.
The fanciest gimp suits yet.
So sorry about that, guys. Roommate is having chat with their child, who's currently elsewhere, but everything's good in my room. Continuing on. So you're now watching the next scene, which is the a woman soldier being forcefully combined with with a spider via the solution.
Mm.
She is screaming in terror as she melds with the spiders. It's not just one spider; it's many spiders.
A box full of them.
What kind of spiders?
Funnel spiders.
Oof.
The you see her finishing transforming. A grotesque protrusion seems to appear somewhere around the mid of her back to portray the
Abdomen.
thank you. As she also grows an additional set of arms underneath her her initial set, right by the mid rib cage areas. Working arms as they seem to, move not only in tune but independently. Her eyes, while they engorge and almost seem to grow, do not split into multiple eyes, but rather a multi-segment, four per eye. And once more, you see her trying to claw her way out of the room, only to be entangled in the metal rigs, metal pieces being wrapped around her. You note that there is a unique that with hers, there's more arsenal and artillery settings being attached to where the abdomen just grew, while also being shielded for supports. E2 also gives the ominous "what are my orders" at the end of the video.
This is not right.
I have no idea if I could fix that.
The last video does show what might be a dash bit more harrowing: a set of twins being caught in the same experiment underneath the goo, along with animal choice from the last person.
Let's see here. Would be a horrifying edit.
Why are you hitting me?
Scorpions.
I gotta go through. What?
I was thinking something even worse than that, but
What was yours, Spencer? Because I had a dumb one come to mind.
my specific idea was dragonfly.
Mine was anglerfish.
That was pretty good, although it could be bear. Or, alternatively, you can make it even worse. With
Komodo dragon?
Komodo dragon, you could do all kinds of things.
Millipede.
Ooh.
Centipede.
Oh god, I made my own skin crawl here, and I'm the one who has to like fully design these when you guys encounter them.
Eh,
Oh my god.
you
I've
could
got the
always
best
go
one.
with Scorpion.
That's why I said
Scorpion.
scorpion.
Just
Yeah.
a stupid thought just clicked for me.
Yeah.
What if you did moths and you just had a pair of iron moths?
Interesting. I like that.
Are we sold on moths? Because looks like we're going moths.
I would like moth. However, I would like to also add the fact that these are fucking adorable moths, but now they're being wrapped in metal.
It takes like an extra 2 layers of metal because all the fluff keeps sticking out through the gaps.
Pretty much.
Or because life is cruel and unusual, we combine moths with scorpions. Since this is a twin, they're doing duo setup, and force them at the same time to see what kind of horrible, to see what kind of super soldier creation they could make. Why? Because they're taking the horrible German route.
I mean, it could be scorpion, but it also could very much be crab.
Or we'll stick with scorpion with the moth combination.
Scorpion and moth combination is fucking horrifying. I love it.
For those that want to know what a cinnabar moth looks like,
Oh,
That.
that would do it.
Is it the adorable fluffy one that
No.
if standing still?
No.
Why do you make me want to punch my screen so?
Don't worry, I'll post a better
You're the one who asked for animals.
Yes, yes. I just didn't need the one that was fluttering back and forth rapidly.
Don't worry, this is a much better one.
Moth.
While it's standing still, it is adorable. The
They're
minute
always
it takes
adorable.
off, I have to duck, or I
mean-
start striking.
I mean, birds usually eat them.
give me a second. I will post you a scorpion.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
before that happens, go ahead, DM.
So you
By the
watch
way-
as. Oh
Yeah, and
Lord, is that the name of the one he posted or the one you're about to post?
the one I just posted.
That's
Oh,
the
yes. The common household one that attacks in the middle of the desert. And I say
Man.
common household if only because I've seen it in a household more than once.
That's not a Deathstalker.
Man, Deathstalker, that name has very big energy of like, you can always tell when something's dangerous because it has a very simplistic name. Like, the spear of Archduke whatever the fuck is not that scary. But if someone's got a weapon called the Throngler,
I still love that meme.
Yeah, those ones are primarily found in the Middle East.
Ugh. Oof.
And it is also the most venomous.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
digging
probably
it.
the one that they would use.
Terrifying.
And
And
the
so-
cinnabar moths have, I don't know. Spence, you're able to read this. I'm not able to.
Okay, I read it.
What is that?
700 micrograms per gram.
Yeah,
mm,
that's how much toxin the cinnabar moths produce.
Would you like to know what that means?
Of
No touching.
histamines.
Got it. No touchy.
It doesn't take very much per gram of body weight to kill you. You know, the
Histamines
average
are the quiet-
person, maybe 70 kilograms. So you're looking at maybe like a milliliter.
I know this is supposed to be a horrifying and terrible moment, but I just imagined like, all right, now we're going through the twin experiments. Do you have 2 animals prepared? 2 animals, sir? I asked for 2 animals. Where's the second animal? Well, we got the moth like you wanted, but we don't really have a second animal. Find a second animal. All right. Jerry just got back from Iraq. Hey, Jerry, you bring any scorpions or anything back? You got any bugs? What's going on? It's like, oh yeah, I got like 30 of those. And he just takes his boot and shakes it upside down.
My God, he's horrifying.
Gary,
Yes,
one is enough.
the bug.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. Bring all of them in here. The one moth will be enough.
Sir, the
Cartoonist
scorpions
like
are killing each other. Good. It's like the snake jar. They'll make the deadliest scorpion.
Now listen,
Oh, fuck.
now moths are kind of horrifying flying at you, but have you ever had like a hand-sized giant beetle flying across at you across the room?
Yes, and that's why I throw punches.
Now, I will admit, Dr. Himmel, it was a little hard for you to find those first round of bugs you asked for, so we brought you a rhino instead. What do you mean? How hard is it to find those bugs? Well, the bugs you described are entirely fictional, and they are from the Brendan Fraser movie, The Mummy, and that is not how scarabs work.
Mine? Nine? If you cannot even make it to Egypt, how can we even verify?
I mean, I found like a spider in my room. Can we use that?
What kind of
What
spider?
kind of spider? Is it ugly? Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, it's perfect. It's on the bottom of your boot.
Nice. Wait, it's pregnant? Put it in the incubator. Waits 2 weeks.
Okay, continuing.
So the scene is as graphic as the previous ones. You're watching the moth, the scorpion, and the two children. Oh, yeah, two twins, I should say, not children. They're adults. They're soldiers. Be melded together in this one weird soup, only for two jutting arms to, two sets of arms to come out and pull themselves up, in what seems to be a gruesome twin fashion of moth scorpion caricatures being left on both of them. One has a bigger wing set than the other, while the other one has a more prominent tail with multiple stingers on it. The one with bigger wings only has one stinger on his tail. These two move at a ferocious pace, flying about. They almost had to they had to start attempting sedation via a gas emitter within the Optimus.
Giant
Why
bug scare.
Why am I still looking at this?
I
once more,
believe, friend, that is what they refer to as the billipede.
Anyways, go ahead.
they have to fill the room with a sedation gas in order to calm them down before they can put them inside the rig and armor them up. The armor this time seems to be lighter and but full of different different weaponry, like arm-mounted rocket launchers. One seems to have a scope that is attached to their front with a miniature rifle barrel on the left arm. Essentially, the weaponry that they have seems to be designed for long-range shooting and air fighting. Before, once more, near the end, all the more guttural given the full monstrosity of the experiments, they don't sound human when they try to ask for orders after everything is set. The video ends, and as the two soldiers, as Daniel and Stringent look towards Des, and then realize you guys were also watching, except for Jace, who's finishing up the stabilizer and is about to come out with it for Puddle.
I need to make a roll.
So as you can see, looks like they're taking notes from the previous attempts, and I think they're trying to be more serious about prevention.
Are we in the room, or are we just listening in?
We
were
watched
watching it.
all of that. Because we said
Double
that
check.
we were watching it.
All right, the room does get slightly chillier. Well, though, while you are feeling your fury build, you are still holding it in place. You are still able to keep it in, just barely, though. Twongler. Hashtag Twongler.
We got Rocksteady, Arachne, and Twongler.
Oh god, no, not the Twonglers.
Yeah. Transient's hiding just how disturbed he is by what they've done.
Throughout it, I I would like to see if you guys are able to notice anything out of the ordinary, aside from what I've already described. Perception checks from everybody, please.
Okay.
Aside from Jace, who's currently
Okay.
finishing up his experimentation. Sorry.
Assembly. Man was never meant to twongle. Hmm.
And then I just need Spencer's. I will.
Hey,
roll
look, a natural one.
Yeah, Spencer was paying absolutely no attention whatsoever.
This was a 4. Jace, not Jace. Daniel was a 2. And Stringent should have been. I believe he was 6. Puddle, you're the only one who's able to actually spy this as it's going as you watch the armors get set. You do see some weird squiggle designs on the armor.
Can we pause, or can we rewind and pause where they're putting the armor on?
Daniel winces. You want to watch that again?
I saw something on the armor.
Right, something on the armor.
Yeah.
Daniel, would you be able to zoom in one of the sections before they put it on?
I'm not so good with tech. Stringent, how about you? Yeah, I'm on it. Some tapping, some rewinding as you rewind through the graphic scenes. Going off, starting with the Rhino armor. Slow it down. You immediately see the squiggly marks again, puddles.
Right there.
Transient and even Spencer, if you guys want to try looking at it again, go ahead and add an additional +5 circumstance to it.
I was gonna argue if you said +2, but +5 is right because I have teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 23.
What check do we make?
Another
Perception again.
This time, add an additional 5 to your current perception, given Puddle's teamwork.
Hey, look, a 26.
As she points out on the first armor, you both seem to look in, and it hits you, Transient, as there are sparse, but they are alchemic sigils being placed on certain parts of the armor. Not a proper circle, but definitely scattered about and in wide enough to be recognizable. As you're recognizing this quietly, Spencer blurts out something along the lines of, "Hey, it's the writings that you do in your notebook inside the shed." Flavor that how you will.
I'll flavor it how I will because it's like, hey, that looks just like the drawing you showed me yesterday. Oh.
Pieces of them, at least. I got a feeling those things are reinforced all the hell and back. Much like the walls were when we went to after the Thieves Gallery.
I love how the raves home for lost souls has been reduced down to the thieves gallery. I'm gonna make that note.
Hey, we don't know what it's called.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
know you guys don't know what it's called. I wrote down the actual name for it, but I have to respect the shorthands from the group. So
Oh my god.
RHLS. Now the thieves gallery.
What is it? What was its name?
The
To
Rave
be
of
fair,
Lost Souls. But it's been renamed the Thieves Gallery.
yeah.
I'll take whatever name happens.
Primarily because we literally went there to catch a thief.
After you say that about it being prepared up to the nines, Stringent nods and agrees. Unfortunately, it looks like whoever was looking for Des seems to have been recording some of your guys' antics in the midst of it all.
No, this is very much a Himmel thing.
Ah, can't
Because
forget him.
I've seen pieces of this in the work that we got when we kind of attacked the base.
Ah, there's a couple of chuckles coming from both Des and Daniel. Yeah, right. Seems so long ago. It was only a couple of months, but kind of glad to be out of there.
Um.
I mean, so much has happened. Look at you. You're walking again. How'd that happen, by the way?
Well, the flushes and looks away.
Yes, also just like, oh, got better.
I got a feeling that when they finish wrapping the armor around those chimeras would be the best thing I have for that. They complete themselves. So whatever mind control is coming from those circles, at least a portion of them.
Well, if these chimeras are still themselves, you might be able to talk them down, maybe even reconvince them. But if they're dead set in following orders, that might be real issues.
Um.
Who knows? Who knows how far, or if they'll even take into account civilian lives. Last ones didn't.
Des, how are your powers?
Uh, I haven't even really tried. Also been kind of scared to.
Why?
No, you see him like hold up a couple of places and as well as his back. Scars ache sometimes. Don't worry about it, sis. If anything, we'll discuss it later. Just not right now. I kind of want to think about something else. I'll just talk about powers and super soldiers already having me on edge. Yeah, we just wanted to keep you in the know. No, thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm already ringing through my head about what all we can do, who all we can trust. I haven't even made attempts to reach out to her yet.
Her?
Her, yeah. Oh, wait. The corporal? Des nods. Last I heard, she's still overseas.
The who? What now?
One second. Corporal
entire-
Amistay.
Is she like have like gray skin, and she has this big stick thing?
What? No.
Oh, well, what does she look like?
Is she like you guys?
There's a bit of a quiet there's a stall. As Daniel looks over the desk, and Des takes a moment before he shakes his head. Not exactly. She didn't need surgery. If anything, it's kind of weird. I think she's like Mom. Just at the time, didn't really recognize it as is.
Natural as opposed to created.
Yeah.
Speaking of creations, as Jace wheels himself into the room, Wilda, I've got something for you.
It's very cold in the room right now.
It is how you normally have the base at a comfortable, we'll say 72 degrees to avoid to cool it from the heat. It has dropped to almost 37. It is.
Jace taps his wrist where he's got his little bracelet for his suit and has it go from suit to parka for a bit.
How's that? The park.
And he will wheel himself over to Wilda and offer her the stabilizer, which DM can describe what happened with that fucking natural 20.
I will quickly start typing in box text as Jace, as you come out, make the mention. You have a couple of the group catch you up on what was just seen.
With very colorful visuals by Spencer.
Oh, so Hemmel's not even hiding his Nazism behind children's toys anymore. Neat.
No, he still is. Those belts, for instance, but
These particular soldiers for this particular program definitely seem a step up. Whether he's either dropping his childish antics or he's fulfilling an order, I can't tell right now.
Either way, sounds like I'm going to need to work on a better method of cognitive resets besides just my default aneurysm powers.
You're giving those people aneurysms?
I like to think of it as resetting their brain to get rid of whatever the fuck that order shit is, where they're just trying to follow orders.
so what are the chances that Himmel just created an assassin squad, a suicide squad, so to speak?
Maybe for us.
After the wedding, I will absolutely start working on a cognitive resetter.
What if they're at the wedding?
I mean,
I don't think they can hide amongst the wedding guests in those suits.
I'll be honest with you, Spencer. If they're at the wedding, we are the least of their problems.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the wedding people. I'm talking about the super soldiers.
Yes.
One more time, I accidentally muted.
Wait, super soldiers?
Yeah, isn't that what you guys just described?
Not quite. More like chimeras.
I mean, the idea is to make them super soldiers, isn't it?
Yes.
Who the heck- At this point, who the heck knows what Himmel's actually thinking?
I don't think
Meanwhile-
Himmel knows what Himmel is thinking.
I'm sure it's something German.
Himmel's the kind of bastard who would install a DDR machine to get into his office and then throw out his hip trying to actually unlock it.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, but how good is Himmel at DDR?
That's why I said he'd probably throw his hip out trying to unlock his office.
You don't know that. He's really...
I have a bad thing to say.
Yes.
Probably be
No.
better at DDR than Jace.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is correct, Wilda. Good observation.
There is now a transient head patting puddle.
I can still fix it, Jace, if you want me to, or try to fix it if you want me to.
I'm pretty sure mine is tied to my powers. It's not going to be helpful. That said, speaking of things that are also not helpful, how would you guys like to go about confronting my parents later?
With a firm handshake and a smile.
I guess it depends on if we're acting as guards or as friends.
Well, we got invited, didn't we?
That will depend entirely on how they react to seeing me, I think. That said,
Or
I believe I should pull up information on our quote-unquote targets so that you guys can be better appraised of the situation, shouldn't I?
oh, we do have a third option. We can act as rowdy teenagers at a wedding.
I mean, I don't want to ruin it for my sister. My sister hasn't done me any wrong.
It's a wedding. We should always be kind.
I mean, it's also at a casino, so there's probably jello shots.
Fair.
You mean like bullets with jello in them?
Will that be before or after I make the jello?
Probably before.
Fair enough.
Man, that'd be a real bastard, just having jello shots prepared and you go to take one and it's just jello.
And there's the stabilizers info.
I love
that
that
helps.
everyone's skating around the fact that Spencer asked what alcohol is.
Yeah,
Hit miss.
we are. Moving along.
Yeah. So Corporal Amsday. She started off just barely a league above us, I would say. She was our platoon leader when we entered. Before we fully went into the system, she was already graduating to full corporal.
So, do you think Himmel's gone full indoctrination on her, or what?
I don't think so. That's why we're hoping to contact her and see if she can be our inside woman. Brendan looks over. What makes you so sure that she can't be controlled? Jess looks over. It's hard to possess someone who allows herself to be possessed by the spirits of the dead.
So, like, inverse Dahlia?
Whereas Dahlia is dead, Corporal is a fully living person.
Living body, dead souls versus dead body, living soul?
Yeah, it's essentially. I mean, she does still have her own soul, but she seems to be able to connect to dead souls around her. I've seen her channel certain generals in order to come up with tactics. One's based off of the area design. Or up in Sudan when she channeled one of the nearby
Darn.
Shikas. One of the recent past Shikas.
Nope. I can actually make this reference.
Go for it.
Oh, you mean like the white from Aragon?
Yeah. For someone else read the book too.
I don't know why. This is a really bad moment. I'm just imagining the ghost of Stonewall Jackson going like, "We must fortify the position." Just like,
Oh.
is that the ghost of Stonewall Jackson? No.
Yeah, No,
Sorry.
Aragon was published in 2001.
I've-
God,
Sorry.
God, I feel old.
Me too.
I feel like I'm,
Thanks.
I feel like
I blame the mayor for this.
Yep.
Jace, I absolutely sent you the pictures for Jace's parents at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Discord is gaslighting me and saying that I have not sent them to Ace.
Wait, what?
I'm looking through media on our DMs and I'm not seeing his parents.
So
Where were they posted? Because we saw them.
did she?
Like, I know I showed you. I'm not going to be gaslit that hard, but I'm not seeing them in the DMs.
So did she like you guys? Did she?
There's a bit of moment where they both do some thinking before Des kind of blushes, and Daniel gives a wide smile. Oh yeah, definitely picked on someone.
Who?
Picked on or picked on?
So we're out on patrol one day, right? As Daniel wraps an arm around Des. Please don't. We're out on patrol, right? We're just it's us two, Matt, Scott, and Emma's Day. We're walking forward, and he just barely sneezes. Barely sneezes. Des, to the front. Had you walking in full high heels, high knees in front of all of us. I swear she did it just to watch you walk. He's done that more than one occasion.
DM, what emotion am I getting off of Des?
Oh gosh.
Flustered. Amor. Gordon. Admiration.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And infatuation.
Spencer's just going to go, oh. So you like her like Edward likes Wilda, and Wilda likes Edward.
Absolute
There's a
blush
mo-
at this point.
There's some ribbing coming from Daniel toward to Des as you just blurt that out.
Yes, I do just blurt it out. I have a positive in charisma or presence, but that doesn't mean that I'm
Okay.
quiet about it.
I'm gonna.
Okay. I found Kenneth. I've still going up. See
I've got-
Cassandra.
I've got Cassandra and Hayden in Friends and Family already. Kenneth will be new for the group, and I found by scrolling back through villainous memes, the dad and the mom.
Jim, I gotta ask,
Yes.
just because I almost forgot about this. What happened to the 3 strippers living in our house?
They're still there.
I think they moved into the house that was like adjacent to the Thrussels.
Oh yeah,
or
you're right.
Well, you see, thankfully, the unspoken basement of your guys' place is actually very roomy. Isn't used a lot. You think to be where she would use her experiments, but nah, she doesn't like going downstairs. Messes with her equilibrium.
So
It's just a girl.
No, she has an entire hidden lab underneath the stairs.
Exactly.
Listen,
Don't need to stumble under the stairs if you have a lab in the stairs.
Go ahead,
previously, I posted Cassandra Watts and his eldest brother Hayden Watts in Friends and Family.
you said
Yeah,
father.
what was the name that was given to the dad?
I remember that it was.
No, Greg, as a correction, it does say Father Hayden Watts. That is not his father, Hayden Watts.
know,
That is
I know.
his
He's
father
a
as a
Jew.
Catholic father.
Yeah, I got you. I don't remember what you said his name was. We were voting on it.
Oh wow! It really did remove all those messages.
It did. It's fucking gaslighting me.
Dude, don't worry, I am right there with you. I remember it. I'm just surprised it literally skipped over all of that. Jiminy fuckness. Like,
Hold on, we have a chat where you put it.
It's gaslighting me so goddamn hard right now. But let me post the ones I do remember the names for, thank God.
please do.
First, it was Kenneth Amps, correct?
Yes.
Yes. It was like there was another like middle name for the guy. I know we
I think
agreed
was
on it.
Kenneth... hang on, I think it was some kind of electricity.
Uh-oh. He's DC'd.
Sorry about that. Buttons.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay. I understand.
Buttons.
It was funny.
It was some kind of electricity pun. Kenneth Deuteronomy Amps for KDA.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sure to type out Deuteronomy in there.
Here,
No
lady.
offense, but KDA to me is just kill, deaths, assists.
Based.
And the other two brothers, let me go make sure I've got the right ones because they are very similar in their appearances. Okay, so that, okay. I got it. I've definitely got it now. This one.
God. Looking at looking at the past like discussions of one of certain someone's riddles.
There was someone way back there in the messages we had that was actually saved and not deleted by Discord, which was Terrence Z. Watts. Was that the father or was that another relative?
I think that was a father.
Okay, in that case, you guys ready to see fucking Terrence?
Sure.
Yes. Yes. All of the yes.
Because Terrence is a fucking unit.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember Terrence.
And I
It
don't
was
think
like-
we had one for the mom.
I think you did actually. It was like
I did tell you to find one for the for.
I remember
Your
what
mom.
you looked like. I'm just gonna DM it to you.
Alexandra, sure.
Yes, it was Alexandra.
It definitely wasn't that, but we can use that one if DM is okay with it. Alexandra something Watts.
It's great.
Did you want your other siblings to witness the talk or no?
I'm not entirely sure on that regard.
Then do you want to take a
And-
camcorder and send it to them via email later?
Sure. And
I can't wait to meet your family.
DM I remember that the mom was absolutely a piece of art of a certain character, and the best looking version of it that shows how jacked the mom is the one that has the name of that character. Should I post that version, or should I post the clean version that makes her look scrawnier?
Go ahead and post both. We'll just consider it different angles.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep in mind that YouTube's not seeing this.
YouTube
Fair
isn't
enough.
seeing this.
Let me make sure I've got it. It's here somewhere, damn it.
It's somewhere. I was part of that chat too, and it deleted it.
It is real. It's not a myth. I've fucking seen it.
I've seen it. I know it's there. It's somewhere.
It exists. However, wherever it exists no longer exists.
Alexandra Watts.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. And I know where
And
that's
if I
from.
But Jace has got all these individuals pulled up on the screen and is basically giving a debrief of the eldest one, my eldest brother Hayden, is likely going to be the one officiating the ceremony. Obviously, he is a priest of the Catholic faith. I haven't seen him ever. I think he'd already moved out by the time I was born. The other two I'm more familiar with, Zachariah and Adrian, both my senior by at least... I think Zachariah is my senior by 12 years, and Adrian is my senior by 10 years. I don't know a lot about what they do now for obvious reasons. I didn't exactly keep up with them during the time I was in the military base. Cassandra was much closer to my age. I think she was only 7 years older than me. Yeah, I think she was only 7 years older than me. Again, it has been a very long time since I've seen all these people. Regarding people I have never seen, he points to Kenneth. I know jack shit about him.
His
Anyone
name is
else?
Jack?
Feel
I'm
free to
surprised
make a
you.
history check.
I'm surprised you had 2 weeks to look up his entire internet history.
He's not the one I have beef with.
And you're talking.
His name is Jack too?
No.
Let's see here. Check something. History check. That'll just be a straight intelligence for me.
I can provide you with more information on my parents, though, outside of the fact that they are the infamous patriarch and matriarch, respectively, of the Watts family, in that my father and mother both had an extended career in the military. I believe, if I recall correctly from what I heard while I was still on the base, they used to both be spec ops at one point.
Question Ace. Would my what is it? Eidetic memory work its way into this history check?
I will set the bar. If you meet it, I will give you as much info as I can. If you don't, you will have not found any information on the person.
Well, the thing is, it adds a plus to remembering stuff.
Yeah, that's why he's asking.
That's why I'm asking.
All right, then yes, you will have a +5 to this, as you have at least some interactions with the Amp family. One of the reasons why you and the rest of your group have been invited to the family is because your family's connection with the mining facility, the WAM facility.
24.
All right, well, let me hit you with the info, and as we do, need to double check that freaking middle name. 'Cause while beautiful, it is hard to remember offhand.
What, is it that hard to remember Deuteronomy?
Yeah.
It puts a smile on my face, and it makes me blank out the fact that there's. Whenever I smile at a word, I just forget how it's made. I just remember how it sounds.
Listen, it's one of those real off-brand religious names. They really stretched for one that people weren't using.
You mean like Mark?
No, Spencer, not like Mark.
Oh, okay. I just haven't met anyone named Mark. I would like to, though.
Jace thinking about the internet. No, Spencer, not like Mark.
Well, what about John? I haven't met anyone named John.
You probably
Spencer, how
did.
many people
Squirrel.
have you met?
Like, a lot. And I've helped a lot of them, but I didn't ask for their names.
You may
So
have
there's-
met several Marks and Johns and just didn't know it.
Wow. What about... No, I'm not going to make that joke.
Do it, you coward.
I was going to ask, what about Richard? Is anyone named Richard?
Why would you want to meet Dick?
Jace pinches the bridge of his nose and turns to look back at the monitor, detailing shit about
I
his
had
phone.
to do that out of character. In character as Spencer. Oh, I don't know anyone named Dick, but I've heard Dad use that name a few times when he was referring to someone he really didn't like.
Listen, I'm just saying. I have heard of exactly one person with the name Dick, and he is a cartoon detective from the 30s.
Really? You've never heard of Robin?
I've never heard him called that.
Dick Grayson?
You're gonna have to catch me up on comics, because I did not get to read many of them before I spent the last decade in a military base.
Dick Grayson is an amazing
How?
guy.
You are literally connected to the internet.
Do you want me to go looking up comic stuff? I really haven't been looking into that. I've been more focused on vaguely gestures around the room.
I know, I've been helping you with that.
Guys, listen, we can all agree that Superman is awesome, but right now, we have to worry about other things.
Oh no, Jason's been disconnected for 10 years. I could have him make painful references for the group like I make painful references for Ace.
Yes, and I'm wondering why you haven't thought of that until now.
Oh, I'm going to use that and cause so much harm.
Wait, hold on. What's
Please
back
don't
to-
give our DM an aneurysm. We kind of need him.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I have discovered this power and I will immediately use it for evil.
Guys, hold on. You keep mentioning this movie called Back to the Future, but is it like a thing or is it a movie?
Sorry, I'm not very familiar with Irish names, but McFly sounds like a stereotype or possibly something racist. Are you sure that that's the name of a person?
Spencer, having watched every late night television movie ever on, yeah.
I'll take your word,
Relatively,
bud.
relatively sure they just made up the name for it because they couldn't take the copyrighted ones.
Hey, they did it on the fly.
I mean, I guess there are worse names you could have than Bartholomew McFly.
Yeah, like Dick.
Or one that no one's ever heard of, like Wilda.
No, I've heard of Wilda. You're Wilda.
I give Spencer head pats.
Thank you.
Edward's not exactly a common name.
Well, yeah, it's a common name. It's in my favorite show, Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Chase pinches the bridge of his nose again.
Oh man.
Man, I wonder why Jace is always giving people aneurysms, Jace, internally. Feel my pain.
Feel the pain as a treat.
There are no treats here.
Only pain.
I think we've lost our DM.
I think the
Sorry,
DM
I was sending information over to the person who was rolled and was able to meet it.
Okay. So, I'm just gonna stand there after receiving very wonderful head pats from Jace, and I will go, okay, but your family probably isn't that bad. I mean, sure, families can sometimes be annoying, and sometimes they, catch a house on fire, but they're there for you when you need them.
The person
Spencer.
who caught the house on fire is currently in this room, as I look at Daniel.
Spencer.
Okay, I
I'd
do
like-
owe you guys an apology on that. Can I buy you guys dinner?
Spencer, I need you to listen to me for a moment as I have an analogy, right? Have you ever seen one of those really terrible people who will not want to take care of pets when their pet has kittens or puppies, and they'll just put them on a box and leave them on the side of the road?
People do that?
Spencer,
Yes, people
intelligence
do that.
check.
Now imagine someone has done that with a human child, but instead of putting them in a box on the side of the road, they give them to Himmel.
DM, I think that's more of an insight than an intelligence check.
right.
No, it's definitely a memory check because that was probably what Spencer was.
Probably an intelligence check. All right,
Spence, traumatic flashbacks, hugs Jace.
Spencer. Yeah, but people do that all the. Some people actually do that. Unlocking core memory noises ensue.
Core memory unlocked. The first seal has been undone.
Hey, look, an 18.
Oh no.
The
The first seal has been
seal.
undone.
The first seal upon this.
Spencer, you remember way back when you were little, on all
Little.
fours, mewling, lost in the cold. You remember seeing several other kids just be left on the side as well. You would have walked with them, but you were afraid of going into the alleys at the time. It was so cold then. But you got warmer now.
Yeah, you just kind of. Spencer says that out loud. And it's like, oh, sorry, I was thinking about something.
I'm glad you understand the analogy, Spencer, but also if you need therapy, I can book you a therapist.
Yeah.
Jace, what kind of therapist would take on any of our issues at this point, I should say?
Out of character, Spencer would probably be taken in by a child psychologist.
No, you are a cat that is effectively transformed into human shape.
Yes.
Listen,
So the moment that you mention, yeah, no, I remember being on all fours, lost and alone, getting picked up by another family, getting taken home by that. Wilda and her parents would immediately have the cops on them.
Yeah.
Yes. And they were really nice to me. But then I got lost again.
Until the dad started yelling at the ma, and then
And Dad started yelling at Mom, and Mom started drinking a lot. It was this really horrible smelling stuff. And then Big Brother went off to war and didn't come back.
I was going.
Right,
I was getting
uh-huh.
ready to talk about the other family here.
Go ahead.
And why
Yeah,
you ended up with a base behind the supermarket.
listen, there's a reason why Jace hasn't gone to therapy about his shit. Because if he goes to therapy and starts talking about it, somebody with an intelligence score of 3 or higher is going to put together who he is. The child of one of the most high-profile families in the city doesn't just disappear.
Yeah.
They do if they never existed in the first place.
Oh no, he was known to exist. That's the problem.
He's just obviously been out of the spotlight for a while.
They sent him off
Yes,
to boarding
that's-
school.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it was. Sweats nervously.
No. I got a better one for that. He got sent off to military school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
man.
actually more fucked up, I think, sending the cripple to military school.
Why is it
Sitting-
whenever you guys talk about backstories for people, it always ends up with someone being horrifically traumatized?
Well,
Hey,
you
hey,
see-
hey!
Superhero,
My
big
character,
bud.
my character was perfectly fine until Mayor got a hold of him.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
character was perfectly fine until the DM unlocked a core memory.
My character was fine until. I think he's still fine, but he probably needs to talk to someone.
What can I say? I make decisions that shouldn't be.
No, it's
We're here
okay.
having fun.
I asked for this. Anyways,
Regardless, point being, and traumas aside, I need to have a long chat with my folks. And here's the little debrief on everybody. Like I said, I don't know a lot about Kenneth. I know a bit. Go ahead.
So yeah, he's an early adopter of tech. He's patented a number of things for various companies. He's currently heir to his family's company, the Amp Signs and Tech Incorporated.
There was a big dad's face on it.
Yeah, that
He-
tracks.
He's an only child to his parents, Troy and Ace. Is that Troika or Troik?
Troik.
Troik and Iris Amp. Oh, and apparently he's currently trying to design and patent a new water filter design.
Man, that would have been useful before literally any of this fucking story arc happened.
Oh, I know, right? You
Imagine
know,
how different all of our lives would be if he invented that water filter like 10 years ago.
yeah.
I mean, I don't want to talk about that.
It'd be a very different game.
It'd be a very different game.
I mean,
Maybe.
by all means, try to at me at this point, but he didn't.
He had the tragic backstory of forgetting completely about it and doing something else that he wanted to do with his money.
Just my brain just went. So, anyways, all these various metahumans started showing up, and completely unknowingly, Kenneth was just like, "But what if that didn't happen ever again?"
What if we just ostracize them like the freaks of nature they are?
What
The
if we just
biggest
completely-
the big assumption is that the slag is what activated the metagene and didn't just simply, I don't know, partially suppress it.
As the room is still 37 degrees.
The room is
I
still
mean,
37 degrees and Spencer has fur on.
After having viewed those, he Transient had already moved back to Wilda and was staying beside her the entire time.
Daniel has started slightly glowing, trying to warm himself up along with the room.
Warm.
With everything said, though, allow me to bring up the plans for the casino. And he will kind of wave a hand, and the screen will shift to show blueprint plans of the casino where the venue is happening.
Right.
All right.
So where's the kitchen?
Spencer.
What? The kitchen is usually the easiest way to enter any building.
We have invitations, Spencer.
We can just go in the front door.
You just kind of see this thing. It looks like it clicks for Spencer, and he goes, "Oh, I don't need to be in the alleyway anymore and thinking that way."
No,
No.
Spencer.
Wow. Invitations are awesome.
Jace's eyes are covered by his goggles, so they're not glowing, but he kind of looks at Wilda with a head tilt like, is he okay?
He ran away as a kitten.
I remember the window being open.
And jumping out, apparently.
Jace is just nodding very slowly before looking back to the floor plan.
Anyway, as we look at the floor plan,
So, DM, is this a 1-story, 2-story, 3-story? Does it have a basement?
5 stories plus a basement, 6 floors total.
Okay, and the entry point is probably going to be on the first or second floor, I would assume.
Yes. I will have the plans designed by next session.
Right.
But we'll say as you guys are starting to pull up the profiles and the floor plans of the Diamond Dust casinos, are you doing this on the screen? Is there like a teleprompter? Are you doing like a projector?
It's on the screen, just the big computer screen like you would expect from a 90s supercomputer.
Cool. Then
It's a
just like
Batman computer.
then just like the Batman computer and other 90s supercomputers, a flashing red alert, red letters, alert, alert, trouble in town, trouble, sense. As it shows you 2 viewings. The first viewing is multiple buildings slowly being fused together or just randomly exploding.
I see.
So,
Do we have...
first, Jace, when did you install an alarm button?
I don't recall giving it that voice. That may be down to my AI programming.
Yeah. I technically was the one who set up the alarm sets around town when I was trying to hook up to the system. Your AI, well, set up faster
Listen.
than I could program.
My AI have questionable choices they often make when it comes to their auditory functions. I'm sure. Go ahead.
How do you code it? Jace, you can already tell as he asks you that your coding does involve both some typing and a lot of thinking, as you're already technomancing most of the codes.
We will discuss that in depth later. If I get into that right now, the crisis will be over by the time we're done.
Guys, Spence is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Spence is gone.
He didn't even stick around long enough to see the alerts.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you guys want to go help Spence, I'll pull up the vehicle so that you guys can go help Spence. I am unsure if this is a metahuman threat or something more existential, or if Spencer's just gonna go there and resolve this in 5 minutes.
Along with that is between multiple buildings, vehicles, and miscellaneous other items exploding over in the industrial sector of town. You do see one of the another report more focused on the actual mine facility in the southwest section of the facility. One of the chemical processing plants has started to collapse in and of itself, starting with the main chimney tower and breaking down. You can there is signs of people working in the building currently.
So,
Where are your parents today?
last I heard, the materials lab, which is in the main facility, not one of the processing plants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's rescue mission now. It will likely not take so long that we will miss the wedding, considering we have looks at watch. You said an hour had passed previously.
Yes, only an
Yeah.
hour. Right now it is currently
37.
53,
9:53.
9:55.
Yep, 9. Yep, almost 10 o'clock. You still have
Okay, so we've got like 6 hours to work with.
6
Let's-
hours
Yeah,
and 7 minutes.
yeah, effectively.
If
So
we don't take care-
chances of the population having just decreased by, as he looks at the sectors, I had to guess about 20% of our entire city.
I mean, one good
Yeah,
consideration is sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, at a certain fucking point, you gotta wonder why the military isn't on top of this. Why the fuck? We're like 6 teenagers, and then there's also like the 6 teenagers over in the fucking the hero squad or whatever the hell they call themselves. It was something stupid.
Morality
Morality
Brigade.
Brigade. Thank you.
God, that's
Yeah.
even worse than I remember. Jace is pinching the bridge of his nose.
I would like to find out those 6 are technically in the industrial sector, which is exploding right now.
Okay,
As
so
it
so
is
Spencer
exploding.
doesn't need backup. Spencer's
As
got
it's
all the backup he needs over there.
Right, as it's exploding, you do see images of Ramon moving quickly with a few bodies in hand and on shoulders as he's trying to rescue people from the destruction. You also see signs of I have their names written out around here somewhere.
Is it like the plant lady?
No, not the plant lady. Not her yet. Dudley Truth and Sammy Hustle, the other 2 heroes, who seem to be trying to stop some hard to see images from the current projection. For this is
Yeah.
what we'll be stopping for the night.
Okay.
Jason's basically just saying Spencer's gone off on another one and he's got backup. Let's go save the people at the mine.
Yeah, because if that
Right.
processing plant goes, then it could mean bad things for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Spencer, here's the backup.
Exactly.
Spencer's got like 6 NPCs. That's what a quarter of a Spencer. He's fine.
I love how I am now a metric unit. We start.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
good metric.
Yeah, you have been imperialized.
Yep.
You've become a part of the imperial system. We're America. We use America units.
We use American units. It takes at least
We use
3
freedom
Spencers
units.
to finish any problem.
Hey,
Uh,
so do Canadians.
No,
When
they
measuring a
don't.
field- When measuring a field recently, they acquitted a amount of acres, 200 feet square, to equivalent of an ice rink.
There you go.
Yeah, but those are Canadian units at that point.
Yeah, not freedom units.
Still
We
not
will
not
enough.
measure
freedom
anything
units.
by anything if it gives us any power.
I think Spencer being a good superhuman unit of measure is pretty good.
It is
It's at
acceptable.
least 1 Spencer's worth of lifting heavy. My God, that's heavy. Yeah, I know.
I'm hoping
There
this should
are-
definitely be. Oh, go ahead.
Listen, with Spencer and the at least quarter worth of Spencer over in that district that is exploding, it'll be taken care of. The 3 of us can go take care of the mine. Probably best if we have someone who, well, technology, alchemy, elemental. We've got it covered.
Fair. I like it. Perfect.
Amazing.
I like how Spencer is the A team for literally just any situation that happens fucking anywhere, and then we're just everywhere else.
Yep.
So not intentioned.
It's not intentional, okay?
But go ahead, Puddles.
I was gonna say, what are the boys gonna do?
Boys can do what the boys want to do.
They will sit here and crack open a few cold ones.
They can literally help anywhere at this point. It's just the chemical plant is kind of a specialty between Jace and I, with your ability to freeze and or lower temperatures. Now that you have something that will stabilize you.
You can also heal people.
We've got the chemical plant covered.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
a
not
little bit of
intend-
our specialty.
As
did not-
as you guys make your arrangements, you do see Daniel give a couple of motions, like he's trying to decide which way to go before grabbing his coat. I'm gonna go try to catch up with the cat.
Good luck.
You
With
and
your
Des both-
regeneration, with your
Yeah.
regeneration abilities, that might be the best idea, given explosions.
Grindet sits there. Probably best I stay here. At least I can surveil, relay info.
What are you gonna do, Des?
That's a good question. Try to help out here, or I can try to keep our parents placated and distracted.
They're already distracted. They're always distracted.
They're
Okay.
preparing for wedding of the season. They are very distracted.
Well, I mean, Mom did pull out the iPad, so they're probably having them first.
Des, you've got to learn to control your powers.
And I am so sorry, DM. My brain just auto-corrected and it was like, well, they pulled out the iPad, and my brain was like, well, she pulled out the schnapps.
I mean, yes, there's still some truth there. She has not stopped drinking.
I just, in my mind, I'm imagining the idea of Spencer drinking alcohol. He's like, well, this didn't do anything.
Well, to be fair, Jace can sense any technology within, like, the city.
Yeah.
Effectively.
So he knows what's on that iPad after it's been said.
Yeah.
I
She
said
has, like,
eye patch. So that makes it
Nah,
even funnier.
we've just decided it's iPad now.
Double check to see if iPads were even a thing by 2002. I don't
I
recall
think
them.
they were, but
I
let's
think
double check.
I think they were 2005. It'd be a laptop right now. One of the
It'd be
big
a
bulky
Mac.
Wow.
bricks.
Okay, that's way newer than I thought.
Yeah.
First reviews in January 27, 2010.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I guess it would
we're
be
only on-
whatever.
Yeah, like I said, it's a laptop.
Yeah.
It's
once
probably
more,
a
I-
laptop.
She's broken out the schnapps and the fucking Macintosh.
This only sounds worse in my head.
My God, she's pulled up Minesweeper. She'll be there for hours.
The schnapps,
Yeah.
the Macintosh. She is so prepped for this wedding.
She is so prepped for this wedding.
Well, she's also doing other things in the background, like trying to save me and Edward.
You know,
That
I still.
and
Schnapps, Macintosh, some research data, hanging out on the couch.
Meanwhile, Spencer internally, I should really talk to someone about my mind-altering drama.
We technically have a doctor in the building.
We technically have a doctor in the building.
Yeah, but
Yes.
he's a combat medic, not a
Not a psychologist.
not a psychologist.
damn it, I'm a combat medic, not a psychiatrist.
I'm a doctor, John, and a miracle worker.
Is this. By 2002, have they officially stopped using the term shell shocked?
Yes.
I believe they started using PTSD for the Iraqi War was the official things. After the first Desert Storm.
I was diagnosed with PTSD in 1993.
So yeah,
Okay.
they started using it around the time of I can't remember, Vietnam or Korea. I think it's Vietnam.
I just figured that a
Give a
combat
household-
medic
household name.
might. Ugh. Sorry.
Sorry. No, I looked it up. Abstract. The term post-traumatic stress disorder has become a household name since its first appearance in 1980s in the third edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders.
DSM-V3.
So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's almost like Vietnam will do that to a person.
Yep. This
Well,
diagnosis is associated with the legacy of the Vietnam War disaster.
I mean, to be fair, it was also during the World Wars. They just called it shell-shocked.
Earlier
Yes.
conflicts had given birth to terms such as soldier's heart, shell shock, and war neurosis.
Yeah.
War neurosis. My God.
The latter diagnosis was equivalent to nevrose de guerre and
Ugh,
Kriegsneurose of French and German scientific literature.
oof.
I know I'm
Nothing will
butchering
bother
those
me,
languages.
Kendrick.
Oh, I hate I hate the French language. I really do. It is so ridiculous.
Well, thankfully, the only other language I know is French, so thank you. Anyways,
Immediately goes into the tales of the Epic of Gilgamesh.
thanks guys for watching.
Thank you
Yeah.
all. We do hope you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We do hope to catch you all again 2 weeks from now as we continue on with the discovery of all these happenings right before the wedding of this year.
Oh, the wedding's
Uh,
absolutely canceled because of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Rich folks.
We're literally having half the city explode.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they're rich. They'll take care of it.
It's not half the city, just parts of the industrial sector.
It's nothing that affects the.
It's a-
Yeah,
entire-
it's also part of the Watts,
Main
company that's exploding right now.
Don't
Yes,
worry.
that one is a bit on the nose there.
Now listen. That would be the case if it were not for the multi-tool hero showing up.
No, things are still exploding.
Yeah.
For now,
You can only cover so much land, Spence.
I can cover so much land. Thank you.
Thanks again for watching, guys. We will
Mhm.
have another history lesson at the end of the next episode, apparently.
Yep.
Yes.
Apparently so. Till next
Later.
time.
Bye.
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 Later, ladies.